Welcome to the Webb Report. My name is Stuart Webb, and I am doing this show or podcast or whatever you want to call it because it's been close to a decade, really more like 8 or 9 years, since I've participated in any kind of public commentary. But I have taken a long break. I've had 3 kids, and which has taught me just so much, and it's really humbled me. It has put me in my place and really reminded me how I am nothing and I must rely on God. So I have been feeling prompted, at least I feel like I've been feeling prompted, to start to speak again publicly. The intent of this is simply to help myself become a better disciple of Christ and help others in the process, if possible. There are so many voices now, public voices, which in a lot of ways is actually good because you can learn a lot of things just by listening to intelligent people and people that have very good ideas and also can help you learn more about true principles and good morals from a religious standpoint, and even in a secular way. There's people that actually kind of prove that God exists even through their secular arguments of morality and things like that. But there's a lot of things that you can learn through all these public voices now, through the internet, podcasting, etc., all the different millions of platforms. There are so many voices, and my goal is to not be just noise. A lot of the reason why I'm doing this is to help me become closer to the Lord, and for me to really study and learn and kind of force myself to become more sharp in my beliefs. And so that's part of why I'm doing this. And also I want to help others and speak on topics that I feel impressed to speak on, and simply to help others that I know and people I don't know, to help them and become closer to God. So one thing I wanted to just discuss, and I'm sitting in my car right now with a microphone attached, a little cheap microphone from Walmart attached to my laptop before I go into church, which starts in a few minutes. But I wanted to just have some moments to myself so I could ponder and think and talk and just have some moments to myself. So it's been really frustrating to me lately that, back a decade ago, roughly, I mean, you could still have, for the most part, you could have like meaningful, deep conversations with sometimes even like strangers or people you just met, and you could discuss things. And for the most part, people were still kind of reasonable. Like they could hear opinions that they didn't like and disagree, but like still everyone, it was all good. It was all gravy. And you could just go about your life after you had that conversation, even if you disagreed. And so it's been really frustrating to me that like every interaction I have is like in public, it just is so shallow. It's so shallow. And I'm just like I'm just kind of over it. And it seems like, at this point, that's kind of where we are in society, is that people are so divided and they don't really want to discuss anything. And it seems that there is a certain portion of the population that doesn't want to hear things they disagree with, while as the other portion, which is like, I would consider myself in this group, is like, I'm totally fine to hear, ideas, arguments, philosophies that I disagree with. I'm fine to listen to them. But then I'd like to respond to them in some manner, or be able to express my opinions and my beliefs, and that just seems like that's not okay anymore. And so this is why a lot of people have gone to podcasting and doing shows, and this is kind of why I'm doing this at this point, because like, I can't really have any deep conversations with people unless they're in like my inner circle and they like know we're all kind of have an understanding of what each person believes, and it's like a safe space for us to express our beliefs. Because now, expressing simple beliefs such as, I believe that the Constitution is inspired of God, and the principles of the Constitution are important, and we need to maintain them. Things like that. It's now something that like you have to tiptoe around constantly, and it's just become like, public life has become honestly really like boring and shallow. And so this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, so that I can express my opinion again in a measured way, in a reasonable way, and people can listen or they cannot listen. It's no problem. And it's also going to help me study topics and to become more sharp on topics that I want to know about and learn about, and I want to sustain in my brain. It's going to help me study those topics better and become a better person, a better disciple of Christ. I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be referencing scriptures and things like that. Just really my beliefs, which is, I'm a Christian. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I believe in the restoration of the gospel by the prophet Joseph Smith. I believe in that wholeheartedly. And I know it to be true. Now, all the details coming after Joseph and even during Joseph's life, there's still a lot of questions, but ultimately I know that he saw God the Father and Jesus Christ, and I know that he was a prophet, and the prophet of this dispensation. And I want to express that more, and I never really, in this day and age, it's just hard to express it. And so this is why I'm doing this. I'm going to call this the Webb Report. I don't know how often I will be doing this report. I'm going to talk about the news, talk about current affairs, philosophy, moral philosophy, religion, all those topics, and just things that are on my mind. So that's going to be what this podcast or show consists of, and the intents of my heart are pure, I believe, and I just want to be able to speak again like I used to. I used to do a radio show, 2 hours each week for like a year and a half or 2 years, probably like 2 years, somewhere around that, with my buddy Sam Chaney. And I miss that a lot, but I don't miss how I was. That was before I had kids. I was just newly married, and I was before I had children. And I'll be honest, I was not near as measured and as I am now, I believe, and I was way less humble. So life and having children and all sorts of trials and things like that, marriage, things like that have really humbled me. And now I think I'm ready to speak again. But I I love my Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ, and I want to be able to bear my testimony. I want to be able to bear my testimony more, and so this is a way that I'm gonna be doing that. Anyway, well, that'll be it for at least this intro, and I'll be doing more shows and little just little podcasts here and there in the near future. So, signing out.